What is up, you guys? Mastercars Review here, and today Geely Lebanon have kindly given me the keys to the brand new 2021 Geely Coolray, finished here in this very bright red color, and it's glistening in today's weather. I mean, it's beautiful weather today in Lebanon. I'm really excited to check out this car. I've just driven down from the showroom to here, and I'm really impressed by the overall quality that you get inside. So let's go ahead and check it out together. Geely's latest crossover has launched last week in Lebanon and has been the talk of the town since the local reveal. You might have heard that Geely is now the largest car company in China and owns famous brands like Volvo, Polestar and Lotus, and recently bought a stake at Daimler. It's no surprise that Geely is benefiting a lot from the Scandinavian brand and relying on it to shape its future. The Coolray we're going to be driving today is an example of where Geely is headed and their goal to truly set the brand on a whole other level as to where it's in the past. The Coolray is offered in 3 trim levels in Lebanon, with our Sport Plus variant sitting highest on the trim ladder at $28,900. The Geely Coolray Sport combines all the useful tech you'd expect in a 2021 luxury car at a very affordable price. So, jumping inside the new Coolray. First of all, I have to say I'm really impressed with the overall quality that you get inside. I mean, just look at it, with the displays, the aluminum accents that you get, the high quality materials, like literally everywhere. Even this beautifully leather wrapped steering wheel with nice stitchings. You have paddle shifters behind that, and as you can see, it's very nicely lit with the beautiful panoramic sunroof and these gorgeous seats that you have on the sport model. Now, looking at the overall design language, Geely has gone for the nice aviation theme, you know, with the fighter jet-like gear selector that you have, which is finished in leather and aluminum accents, which I really like. It really changes the whole ambience of the car. You know, these small details with the nice aluminum finish over here and this beautiful red leather over on the top. It's like a wine color, the red. It's really nice, and I can't stress this enough. I'm really impressed with the overall choice of materials that you get, the layout of the cabin with this, you know, floating 10.25 inch touchscreen, which is really responsive. I mean, very high quality 1080p display. It's the GK UI, and then you have the 7-inch LCD instrument display, which changes colors when you put it, for example, in sport mode or even eco mode. And overall, that's a big thumbs up for the interior. Let's go ahead and check out the rest of the vehicle and show you what's up. Alright, so taking a look at the interior point of view style, you can see the very nice layout I was talking about. Starting off with the steering wheel, leather wrapped with nice aluminum accents over here, and you have these buttons to control the touchscreen over here, which is very responsive. I really love using it. It's honestly really impressive to have such a really good system. I reviewed the Ambient X7 Sport a few years back, and this is a major improvement over that. Geely have really stepped up their game, and this button, for example, jumps you back to the main menu, and you have controls over here. You can turn off the display using this, put to the clock, and you can increase the volume from here and all of that. And from the mode, you can change the radio station, or you go for Bluetooth and whatnot. Let's just shut this up. Into sport mode, you can see how the display changes to red and the steering wheel becomes harder. Third response is more aggressive, and I really like driving in sport. Jumping it back to eco mode, for example, you have this nice blue accents, and then turning it off puts it back on the normal mode. On here you have these basic controls, traction control over here, and as you can see, these nice Geely lettering, the G that you have over here on the speaker as well. Even here, as you can see, you have this nice G emblem and all around. So it's a nice detail by Geely. And again, these door handles that we also saw on the Ambient X7 Sport. You know, it's like integrated into the door handle. I really like how it's done. And then here you have the controls for the lights and the panoramic sunroof, which we can open, as you can see right now. It gets the light really nice into the cabin. Let's just close it up because we have the AC on. And by the way, let me show you the controls for the AC. Change the, you know, the temperature and whatnot. Now it shows you that it's a dual zone climate control, but actually not. It's kind of linked, so whatever I change here, it's changed over there. And then you can change the different modes, toggle through that. I mean, it's all really nice and very responsive. I mean, I'm really impressed by the screen that you get in this car. Wow, let's go ahead and check out the rest of the vehicle. Practicality is a solid point in the Coolray, with ample storage spaces in the cabin. The trunk can fit up to 377 liters worth of cargo and can swallow up even more when folding down the rear seats, which unfortunately don't fold flat. The back seat, however, can comfortably accommodate 3 people with plenty of head and legroom for a 6-footer like myself. The quarter light and panoramic roof help give an impression of openness in the back, especially with the upward tilting beltline. Alright, so as I'm maneuvering the car, I want to show you something really cool about it. If you press this 360-degree camera, you'll have, you know, a bunch of cameras and whatnot, and you can switch that, for example, from the side to the rear, and whatnot. And if you press this 3D button, you have this bird's eye surround view, which is really helpful in this car. I mean, I'm just gonna throw it in reverse with the parking brake and all of that. And obviously you can you have park assist. I haven't tried it yet, but I mean, I'm really excited to check it out. You have hill descent control as well, again with the driving modes, with the parking sensors enabled over here. And you can see, I mean, I'm on this cliff right here, where you can see how much space I really have, and it's really helpful. I mean, it's a really good reference, which I wouldn't have, you know, guessed by myself, because I mean, look at the hood. You can actually see the hood. It's not a small car, so this you know, it's really helpful to check out. Let's just put it in 3D, show you guys. You know, do you look at that? That is impressive, and I really like that it's red. I don't know if it's, you know, coincidence that we have a red car and it's red, but I mean, it's a really nice touch, and I really appreciate that. You've seen for yourself the amount of tech in the Coolray that outshines a lot of vehicles in this segment. Park Assist allows the car to detect a parking space and maneuver itself into it only when it finds parking lines or two cars as reference to park in between. Build quality is something I want to talk about as well. The dash and center console have a premium solid feel, like large European brands, and I'm really satisfied with the overall interior quality. You also get ambient lighting in the car, highlighted by 4 lines, mimicking the overall design language of the Coolray. Alright then, so taking an exterior walk around of the new Coolray. First of all, as we talked about, this aviation style that you get, and you can see all around the car this sporty design, starting from this lower front bumper with nice carbon fiber like accents. You can see over here the logo, which has improved from before. I really like now that it's kind of an outline without the colors that we had before. It really makes it more luxurious with the expanding Cosmos grille. That's what Geely calls it. And a nice, you know, aluminum finish right here, chrome design. And when you look at those LED headlights, they're full LEDs. I really like, you know, these daytime running lights. They look really good on this car. And this bright red really suits the car. If we come around this side, we have 18-inch alloys all around. Really like the design of the rims, and again these carbon fiber like accents that you get on the mirrors with a camera over here. And I really like this two-tone, the black roof and the red, and you can't imagine the road presence, especially in this really nice spec. And then, as you can see, these LED taillights that I've turned on in this car, Geely emblem. I really like that, how it's like, you know, clean over here, just Geely without the logo. And if we come around to the lower bumper, we have 4 exhaust tips, which are surprisingly not fake exhaust tips. I mean, they're genuine ones. They're a bit small, but I mean, it's really cool to have them with the air curtain. It's obviously, you know, closed right here, but I mean, it's really nice to have. I mean, I've heard Geely has put, you know, a lot of effort into design. There's a huge team of designers from all around the world that have come, you know, to design such a beautiful car. And I really do think that Geely have really stepped up their game in terms of design. Again, as I said, it turns a lot of heads on the road. It's really good looking. Alright then, so going on for a test drive in the Coolray. There's a few things I want to talk about which are really positive feedback on the driving of this car. First of all, the seating position is actually great. You sit higher than normal cars. It's not a full-on SUV, but it's a high-riding crossover, and you feel that. The seats are very comfortable, and I really like the design of them. The steering wheel, I was driving it most of the time in sport mode, because in normal mode it's kind of light, and I like, you know, having it this, you know, solid feedback from the steering wheel, so I always keep it in sport mode. And then the throttle response is a bit more accurate, accelerating now. And you do feel that acceleration. I mean, this engine is really impressive. It's a 1.5 liter turbocharged 3-cylinder engine. It's a Volvo derived engine. It's co-developed between Geely and Volvo, and it's actually really punchy. We have 255 Newton-meters of torque, which is what you feel in this acceleration. 177 horsepower, which is honestly fair. And there's this turbo whistle that you really notice, especially when opening the windows. You know, it's really nice to have. Now, other technologies inside the car, we talked about the 360-degree surround view camera, which is really helpful. For example, when turning on the signals, you'll have this view of the side of the car, which is really nice to have. And you can even see the whole car with the 3D view when you're going on low speeds, not very high speeds. But it shows you that, and it's very helpful when maneuvering and parking spaces. So the Coolray is a smooth riding crossover with a pleasant driving experience. With the help of the excellent driving aids, it's an easy car to drive, and a lot of people would appreciate the light steering wheel. Too light for my personal taste, but throwing it into sport mode tightens it up perfectly. Suspension is on the firmer side, but the Coolray feels stable in corners and on highway speeds, and does a good job offering a relatively calm cabin with minimal road noise. The 7-speed wet dual-clutch transmission co-developed with Volvo is a highly efficient gearbox and conforms to Volvo's strict durability requirements. In terms of ground clearance, the Coolray is better than most of its competition at 196mm, so you'll feel confident in case of any light obstacle. Geely claims a combined fuel consumption of 36 miles per gallon, and I managed to get just over 39 in my day of driving. You've probably picked up by now that I'm over the top impressed by Geely's latest crossover, which does everything very nicely and turns heads like crazy on the road. As much as I nitpick here and there doesn't seem to be any problem worth mentioning. Addressing the elephant in the room, yes, this is a Chinese product, but hold that thought. I know that many might argue about long-term reliability, but this new generation of Geely cars bets to differ. Most of the internal components are co-developed with Volvo, and the chassis is a BMA platform also co-developed with Volvo, so you'll be sure to get a quality product. Plus, Geely gives you 5 years warranty on its cars because it's pretty confident about its new vehicles. There's a breath of fresh air at Geely, and it shouldn't be taken lightly. That being said, I advise you to take the Coolray into consideration, say a budget Volvo. Alright guys, that's gonna be it for the Coolray. If you've enjoyed it, make sure to like and subscribe, and don't forget to read the full review article on our website mastercarsreview.com, as well as the beautiful pictures of the new Coolray. Till then, take care everybody, see you soon.